Sudan is home to a rich and diverse cultural heritage that spans thousands of years of history. From ancient pyramids and temples to medieval tombs and mosques, Sudan's artifacts reflect the legacy of various civilizations that have shaped the country. However, this heritage is now under serious threat due to the ongoing fighting between the Sudanese Army and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, a paramilitary group that has been accused of human rights violations and war crimes. The conflict erupted in April 2023, after a failed coup attempt by the RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemedti, against the army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, who heads the transitional government that took power following the ouster of longtime dictator Omar al-Bashir, and since then, the two sides have been engaged in a bloody power struggle that has claimed hundreds of lives and displaced thousands of civilians. The fighting has also taken a heavy toll on Sudan's cultural heritage, as both parties have shown little regard for the protection and preservation of historical artifacts. In June 2023, a video clip circulated on social media showed RSF fighters raiding the bioarchaeology lab of the National Museum in Khartoum and opening storage containers containing mummies and other remains. The museum, which is one of the most important in Africa, houses more than 100,000 items dating from the Stone Age to the Islamic era. The director of the museum, Dr. Galia Garonabi, said she was shocked and worried about what else the RSF might have done or taken from the museum. The museum is not the only heritage site that has been affected by the war. The tomb of Muhammad Ahmad, better known as the Mahdi, who led a rebellion and established a state in Sudan in the 19th century, has also been damaged by shelling. The Mahdi's tomb is a revered site for many Sudanese people, especially those who follow his religious teachings. A new museum that opened recently in Omdurman, in the former home of Khalifa Abdullahi ibn Muhammad, who ruled Sudan after the Mahdi's death until he was defeated by the British in 1898, has also been endangered by the proximity of fighting. The situation is even worse in Darfur, a region in western Sudan that has been plagued by violence and instability for decades. The RSF originated from Darfur as a militia that fought alongside al-Bashir's regime against rebel groups. Now they are facing resistance from some of these groups, as well as from local communities who accuse them of atrocities and oppression. The fighting in Darfur has intensified since June 2023, after the breakdown of ceasefire talks between the army and the RSF. The clashes have resulted in looting, vandalism, and destruction of cultural sites and monuments, such as ancient rock art paintings, traditional villages, and mosques. The loss of Sudan's artifacts is not only a tragedy for its people, but also for humanity as a whole. These artifacts are part of our collective memory and identity, and they can help us understand our past and shape our future. They are also a source of pride and inspiration for Sudanese people, especially the youth who have been at the forefront of demanding democracy and justice in their country. Therefore, it is imperative that all parties involved in the conflict respect and protect Sudan's cultural heritage, in accordance with international law and conventions. It is also vital that local and international organizations work together to document, safeguard, and restore Sudan's artifacts, as well as to raise awareness and educate people about their value and significance. Sudan's artifacts are not only threatened by fighting, but also by neglect, climate change, and illegal trafficking. Saving them requires collective action and responsibility from all stakeholders.